Hello, a very good day to everyone. Myself Swathi.P from Sri Venkateshwara College of Engineering. So for today's video, under the topic of non-conventional energy resources, under this topic we have the types of flat plate collectors. So let us see what are these type of flat plate collectors first. Okay, so basically, what is the flat plate collectors? The flat plate collectors forms the heat of an solar energy collection system designed for operation in low temperature range from ambient to 60 or medium temperature. 200, 60 to 100 ambient temperature. A well-engineered flat plate collector delivers heat at relatively low cost for long duration. The flat plate collectors is basically a heat exchanger with liquid or air. The term flat plate is slightly misleading in sense that the surface may not be truly if a combination of flat or grooved or any of the other shapes of the absorbing surface with some kind of heat removal device like tubes or channels. Flat plate collectors is used to convert as much solar radiation as possible into heat at the highest attainable temperature with lowest possible investment in material and labor. So with low cost and with low possible investment in material, we can develop a flat plate collectors. So flat plate collectors have the following advantages over the other solar energy collectors, that is the concentrating plates and the flat plate collectors. Other than concentrating, flat plate collectors have these advantages. This is nothing but the comparison between the other solar collectors and flat plate. So here the first one is the first advantage is that it absorbs the direct, diffuse or reflected components of solar radiation are fixed in tilt and orientation. Thus, there is no need for tracking the sun. Are easy to make and are of low of cost, as we had seen the previously. It is of low cost, and it can be developed with less amount of labor, and maintainability is also good. Have comparatively low maintenance cost and long life. And operate at comparatively high efficiency. So these are the few advantages of the flat plate collectors over the other solar collectors. So the principle behind flat plate collector is simple. If a metal sheet is exposed to solar radiation, the temperature will rise until the rate at which the energy is received is equal to the rate at which heat is lost from the plate. Thus, temperature is termed as the equilibrium temperature if the back of the plate is protected by heat insulting material and exposed surface of the plate is painted black and is covered by one or two glass sheets, then the equilibrium temperature will be much higher than that for the simple exposed sheet. This plate may be covered into heat collector or by adding a water circulating system, either by making it hollow or by soldering metal pipes to the surface. So either making them hollow or soldering some metal pipes to the surface and transferring the heated liquid to a tank for storage. For heat with withdrawal from the system, the equilibrium temperature must decrease. So since no useful heat can be extracted at the maximum equilibrium temperature at which the collection efficiency is zero, the other extreme condition is when the flow of liquid is so flat that the temperature rises very small. In such a case, although the losses are small and the efficiency of the heat collection approaches 100%, no useful heat can be extracted. The optimum is approximately midway between the equilibrium temperature, whereby an output of hot liquid at usual temperature is obtained. So the basic principle of flat is it is very simple. That is, metal sheet is exposed to solar radiation, and it basically depends on the temperature equilibrium. If the black pit is protected by heat insulting material, then it will absorb more heat, so it is always covered with a black color. So the next one is let us see few of the diagrams. That is, the flat plate collectors are basically divided into two types. That is water liquid heaters and the air heaters. Here, water liquid heaters, they are pipe and fine, like in what type they are built, like the model type, and water sandwich type and semi sandwich type. And this is the air heaters, finned plate, metal matrix, corrugated plate with selection surface. So the below we have the liquid plate collector, that is we have a casing, and above that all the radiations are absorbed by the diffuse radiation falls on the plate, and beam radiations, all both the radiation it absorbs any of the radiation, and the fluid passage, these small bubble types are called the fluid passages, and the absorber plates are the transparent cover for the heat to pass through, and thermal insulation for insulating the heat. So this is the typical flat plate collector. So you can see here it has a above it has a cushion support for seats or glass. Solar radiation, it can either be diffuse or direct. And next one is the transparent cover, and this is the absorber. plate same as the liquid, but here you have a liquid, but here it can either be liquid or it can be heat transparent fluid into it. So this is the flat plate collector. So the next, let us see what are the types of flat plate collectors. In flat plate collectors, the heat lost by convection is more important in the determination of the performance. The convective heat loss may be decreased by using double gazing, but the radiation reaching the observer is reduced to it is reduced due to a double reflection. Hence, at low temperature where there is loss is small, use of single glazing gives a better efficiency than the double one, while at higher temperature difference, the use of gazing is advisable for better performance. So compares the efficiencies of single and double gazing collector in different temperature ranges. Flat plate collectors are basically divided into two categories according to their use. That is water or liquid heaters or air heaters. Both air heaters and water or liquid heaters. So let us see the liquid collectors. Glazing, which may be one or more sheets of glass or other diathermous, that is nothing but radio transmitting material, tubes, fins, or passages for conducting or directing the heat transfer fluid from the inlet to the outlet. Observer plate, which may be flat, corrugated, or grooved with tubes, fins, or passages attached to it. Header or manifolds to admit and discharge the fluid. Insulation, which minimizes the heat loss from the back end sides of the collector. Container or casing, which surrounds the various components and protects them from dust moisture. So these are the components that are used in the liquid flat plate collector. That is a glazing sheet that is used for radiation transmittance, tubes and pins messages conducting for heat fluid from inlet to outlet. And the next one is the absorber plate and header and manifold for discharge fluid, insulation which minimizes the heat loss from the back side of the collector. And the next one is the container or casing. So in the next slide, okay, a few of the advantages of flat plate collectors. Okay, a flat plate collector facilitates the collection of direct energy from all directions and diffuse thermal radiation. It is clean, pollution free, low of cost, and has high maintainability. The power utilized by flat plate collectors is natural and renewable. Flatbed collector devices have relatively low maintenance costs and longer working life. So here we can see a diagram. Okay, this is an image of the flat plate collector. You can see all these. These are the glass sheets that covers that whenever the radiation falls, it passes through the second layer, and within these tubes it is collected, and this is the uh, discharge tube where unwanted air or water is given out. So here we can see a clear one, that is the solar radiation, and this is the absorbing plate and the cover plate that covers the model. That is the collector. So then the tubes containing fluid we had seen in the previous slide, the transparent films which are present within this. And the next one is the thermal insulation, which insulates the heat. So flat plate collector devices have a relatively low maintenance cost and longer working life, and they also do not require more labor. Cost also is less. So flat plate collectors are basically used to where both many type of any type of diffusion radiations absorbed by this. So it has a in today's video we have seen the what is flat plate collectors. They are the uh, flat plate collectors are those which collects the heat from the it collects any types of radiation. It can be solar radiation, diffuse or beam radiation, and these radiations are collected and stored in the plates. Then we had seen the principle. It is very simple that it mainly depends on the equilibrium temperature of the solar radiations. And the next we saw the few of the advantages. That is, it is of low of cost and it has a maintenance cost is very low and long working life. And the next one, we had the types of flat plate collectors. It can be two types. That is the liquid flat plate collectors, and the next one is the next one. It is air heaters. Okay, air heaters are the uh, few of the things. Okay, so thank you. So have a nice day.